Hello, it's Tamara Hunter,
Hello.
and today is number 83 of 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. And if you recognize that face of our service hero today, it would be no small wonder because we have an actual star in the house. But let me tell you a little bit about my friend, Micah Fitzgerald, our service hero. I met him not long ago, and I actually met him in such a way that he left an impression upon me because of an experience. And I won't go into it too much right this minute, but the thing about this man is he's known for one side of the coin. However, in truth, in reality, he is the other side of the coin. I'm going to I'm going to introduce him. I'm going to let him come on up live, and then we're going to talk a little bit about why he's being featured as a service hero. But today, guys, he's an actor, and he just went out on some interviews or some callbacks, right? Is what they're called.
Yeah, well, sometimes exactly, yeah, call back.
Okay, well, let's get the vernaculars right. Okay, but we're gonna talk. I'm gonna let Micah introduce himself, what he's been doing, but I am going to just say that he is known for someone that helps people to overcome the blocks that they have in their lives. And who doesn't need someone that can do that, right? And this man, this amazing man, is someone that does. So let's talk, Micah. Welcome. And
Thank
thank you for being here. So tell us about your exciting day.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. Thank you for having me. Yeah, actually, I just got back from just doing a call back for a commercial for undisclosable national commercial spot, and it's going to shoot next week over in Utah. And so I just got back from doing that audition, and yeah, it was another villain role, and yeah, it was a fun little project we called back and get a chance to meet some new directors.
Well, you usually play the villain, don't you?
Yeah, I've been here in Hollywood for about 5 years, and I've portrayed a lot of very nefarious characters, from aliens to zombies to mobsters to carnival master type characters to all kinds of different beasts and goblins. Yeah, just different things that stir up the fear in us. And so yeah, they hire me a lot of times to make people feel really uncomfortable, be able to create and bring unlikable characters to screen so that they can be defeated and can be used to be able to create heroes. So I create heroes for a living, I think, a lot of the time.
I love it. Look at this face, guys. Look at that smile. This guy, this is really who Micah is that smile. But do us a favor, give us give us that star look that you always do, that look.
Uh, I do it so much. No, no, I don't want to kill everybody there and make them have to tune out and hurry up and burn a lot of sage in their house and have to pray and meditate immediately after I give them the.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There's that look.
Don't make me bring out the dark mask.
Woo!
Well, they say when you've been to the other side, you know how to portray it. So I guess what, I'm a person who I definitely have been exposed to a lot of characters in my life and been through a lot of ups and downs and beautiful miracles and curses and all that stuff that we all go through. And I think you just try to bring that to life as real as you can as an actor to be not acting and be more being, if anything. So
Right.
it's yeah, it's a certain amount of connection from the actor and the actor, but a separation and understanding that you're playing and you're wearing a mask. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I moved out here and was, inspired to come out here to make a difference, make movies that change lives. And I found when I first got out here, I just a lot of the roles that I was getting casted for were the main villain role. So, I've opened up the door through that, but have been transformed, I think, in being able to also, bring the other side with what I'm doing in some of the other parts of my career. So,
right.
it's all coming together. But yeah, no, sometimes it's been like I played so many characters. You get almost to a point where you get emotionally tired because your brain, after you hone so much hate, it's a very, very heavy emotion to embody. So, you don't do it lightly if you're going to do it when you do it. So it's one of those things that, it has a taxing effect on you.
You mentioned something. I want to ask about it. And that is, you mentioned like the sage and all of this, once you had that going to cleanse it, do you believe in cleansing that negative energy out? And if you do, what is your advice to do it? Just curious.
That's a good question, actually. I think for me, yeah. I mean, personally, I feel that I've used sage to just kind of to open up airways and clear spirits as far as in places and even around yourself sometimes where you need actually a physical like stimulant that brings you back to center. And
that's good.
Sage. Some people use bath salts. A lot of people, we have to use, we go to nature and we go to the ocean or we go into the woods or, but I think also using oils and natural herbs really do help. And then also, kind of having a mindfulness of, people do it in different ways as far as in whether, people want to say a seance while they're saging an area, or if it's more just a physical embodiment thing where you're more kind of channeling the energy of the room and taking control and dominion of the space.
Okay, so now, as far as, I mean, you and I connected also one reason, because when you found out that I was a cancer survivor and that I am working with a nonprofit to help those that are affected by cancer to not do it alone, you had a tie into that, didn't you? You shared it with me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Having lost my mother, to cancer a little over 15 years ago, and having my father pass on in 2012 to complications of several different things, and really just watching the deterioration of my mother over the 6 months of chemotherapy, I really had a firsthand experience of how heavy that is for the individual and of course all the family members who have no control over this person's welfare and state of life, and you can't do anything, and they're just watching them fall apart. And the chemotherapy is so heavy on everybody, it's even worse than the cancer for most people.
Right.
It psychologically breaks you down and physically as well. So I think when you shared that with me, you definitely you opened up a place in my heart, definitely that connects to my mother and then all the other people who I know have passed on from cancers and family members, and how of a huge thing it is to have to try to overcome. I know so many incredible people who've been able to overcome cancer. And,
right.
So it's beautiful to see warriors like yourself who are doing, what people believe to be the impossible, and what most people just crawl up in a hole and go, oh, for me. And, it's really easy to fall into self-esteem, just not care.
Right.
Especially if, maybe you don't have a lot of family members around you, or, who are understanding. And a lot of times people don't want to tell a lot of people about what they're going through because they don't want people to just feel sympathy for them. So,
right.
I can imagine what that journey was like for you, and so yeah, I'm glad I was able to connect up with you over at the Kiss the Monkeys event. And,
yes, that was really cool. For those of you that would, because you wonder, okay, how in the world did Tamara from out in the burbs meet an actual movie star? And we were at an event, And it was one of those little exercises that sometimes they do. And we were sitting next to each other, and we were supposed to hold hands, but you weren't supposed to talk. And there was this amazing situation, and it was like, I have to know your story. And so then after we spoke, it was like, wow, what an amazing situation. And I want to touch on something you said, because we have quite a few people watching right now, and some of them are the buddies that some of our chemo buddies for life, and they love. There's a couple of them that I'll show the picture that actually was on my page, that was the two of us, and they love that picture. They're like, oh, he is to die for. So you have quite a few fans on the chemo buddy page, and but what I wanted to say is that what you were saying about the warrior, and let me bring you back up. That he's coming back up, guys. Okay. Yeah, hi there. My fault. No, that was my fault. But what you had to say, and I think I want to touch on it and bring it all together full circle, and that is that there's so many of us that are living, and so many of us that are warriors and survivors and champions. And then what you're talking about, mindset and overcoming and getting through blocks, and and to me, that's all a full circle, because so many people that have had some kind of sickness, disease, issues in their lives, oftentimes have something in their life that has created a block. And so then their system is just not flowing. Pardon?
Absolutely.
And so, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say, I just believe we all have these different blocks in different areas of our lives. Sometimes, it's in the personal, sometimes it's in the physical, sometimes it's in the mental or your spiritual, life, that, you have certain areas that we can grow in. I know, even though you have success in one area, doesn't make up for that other area that you're missing. So, it's all about keeping it,
keeping it in would you say keeping it in a, helping it to find a healthy place, and keeping that in the forefront of your mind, the mindset to go through whatever it is that you need to do for the blocks, and then to be able to then go on and with that cleared self live a healthy life. And
yes, absolutely. Well, it's so much easier for us to see it in other people. You can guide other people, and other people can tell you about their life, what they've been through, and you go, you know what? Here's what we need to do. This is A, B, C, D, right? It's like so simple. But when you go to your own life, you have your emotional ties and hooks that are into you.
Right.
You have your pattern and your conditioning over all the years that you're fighting through. And so you end up going and reverting back to old behavior, old thinking, and you try to overcome it, but then all of a sudden that fear kicks back in, and you go, oh no, who am I to think I am? I'm not really that. Oh, little old me, whatever they told me was true. You're right, I'm not good enough. Why would I even try? I shouldn't even try. I give up.
And you just nailed it again. You're so good, Micah. You nailed it, because oftentimes we can see something in someone else that we cannot see in ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. And I think each and every one of us have the opportunity to help illuminate a truth in each other, if we're open enough to be able to give and receive it.
Very well said. Very well said. Okay, I'm going to have some fun. I pulled some pictures, and I am going to let you tell us about some of these, because these are some of your, I think, acting roles and such. Okay. What was this?
That was a short film called The Zarovitch.
The what?
It's called The Zarovitch. That was a short film that I did when I moved to Hollywood within about the first year, being put on by a student over at the Film Academy. And this was one of his thesis. This is a thesis project where I'm basically coming to destroy the whole Romanov family. This is based on the historic murder of the Romanov.
The Tsar. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I've read a lot about that. I'm a history buff. So, you're talking my stuff right now. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up another one. This one's pretty fierce.
Oh yeah, that was the crazy shoot. That was a project. It was a print job that and a short film I did with Ellen von Unwerth, who is a very well celebrated photographer. She shot everybody in fashion. And you look her up. Her work is just amazing. She just does with black and white. It's just classic. And I met her through actually on set by accident. I walked on the wrong side of the lot, and they were shooting, and they looked at my look, and they're like, I was like, "Is this the Fight or Die shoot?" And they're like, "No, but what are you doing today?" And I was like, "I'm here for a shoot called Fight or Die." And they were like, "Well, what? Well, we'd love to have you come be a part of our project. Don't you think you'd make a great villain?" And I didn't even know this time.
The best things to me that have happened sometimes is getting lost and showing up and just being friendly. Okay.
Yeah, so we did that, and then it was I'm the main villain. I kidnap a girl from Marilyn Manson in the short film. It's called The Nasty Eight, and then they used those pictures for the magazine, for S Magazine last year. They made a special edition from S Magazine with Ellen von Unwerth, sponsored by Leica Camera out of Germany. And it's a beautiful, full color, large format magazine. And as well as with Ellen von Unwerth. And it was just a pleasure to work with her, all the other models that they used for the project. And yeah, I'm about to be hung, but it was one of those fun things.
Oh, there you go. Okay. There's let's see, this one here.
So that is awesome. That's a project that is going to be right now. It's just being edited and finished. It's a project tentatively called Snake, and it is a pilot with one of the stars from the new movie. She's actually the main star from the new movie Little Mermaid, I believe it is. Next year. I got to remember her name off the top of my head. I've worked with so many actresses. It's going to come back to me. Poppy. Her last name. Her first name is Poppy. I don't know where the last name is. I'm sorry. But her name is Poppy.
That's all right. Poppy. Okay. All right. And then this one is your main picture. What is this?
So that's the best picture you can put up there now. I'm working on a project right now called The Catalyst Road, which is a transformational part of my life and pretty much the brand that surrounds Micah Fitzgerald right now and what I'm going to be doing. So I go by The Catalyst as a recording artist and as a speaker. That's probably what I'll be known as a speaker. But I'm putting together The Catalyst Road, www.thecatalystrroad.com, building the website. And on that, I'm going to be able to basically, I have my album coming out called The Catalyst Road, which is an empowerment album. I have my jewelry line, Aura Stars, that I'm putting together, which is going to be available. And my apparel line I'm putting together, which is going to be available through The Catalyst Road. I have, the speaker stuff that I'm going to be able to make available through there. And I'm looking to make a book as well as a film called The Catalyst Road. So it's just I'm starting off with the album, but really it's about the transformation of our lives and the intersection of experience and time and the effects that we have on one another as we move through life and the choices that we make. And really chiseling it down, to what is true driving force that makes us make that change or that difference in our own lives and lives of others. So, like, the people who come through my life have inspired me. The teachers, all the people who took time pouring out their spirit and soul to me and wisdom and tragedies and all of this summation of all that collective knowledge. Because, okay, if I was going to die today, what kind of album, what kind of movie, what kind of book do I want to do? And I said, I want to make a something that's going to create that next leader. That's going to give room and spark the next generation of hope for all of us. I believe, our energies are passed on our interactions with others, in this life. As you see some people's energy bring you down, you meet other people, and it invigorates you, inspires you, transcends you into action.
Yes.
And it's becoming your true self. So so between the tragic death of a friend of mine named Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park. He committed suicide. We also had tragic accident. He wrote a book called Invincible.
Wait! I didn't hear that. What was it that the book was called?
The book is called The Invincible Warrior. It was written by John Jennings. And,
yes.
It was a gift he gave to me right before he passed on in that tragic accident. And his book inspired me a lot. And it was shortly after going to his service with Kiss the Monkeys. That's actually how I met Kiss the Monkeys, was coming out to Steve Jennings' service because of that accident he had. And I flew off the set to come make it over to Catalina to honor his life. And that's how I met Alec, Harris, and the team over there. Was speaking for him. And because he moved me in a very unique way was what he was doing. And so the long story short to answer, the Catalyst Road right now is a work in progress of a movement of transformation. I've been working with artists like Michael Fitzgerald. We've been working on, music together. I've worked with Tommy Daughtry, worked on Tupac's, legendary Machiavelli, All Eyes on the album. Was with them for over 15 years. And the title track of Catalyst Road actually recorded with Tommy Daughtry. And as well as right now, just, I've been working on the circuit, performing with the songs with the Kiss the Monkeys group. And we just got invited to work and do another performance of song on the 11th, where with Easy Way, and we're going to be performing Bliss Entertainment, and we're going to be delivering one of our songs off the album, Make America Pray Again, a powerful healing song for our country, and recalling to God the madness and the chaos of the political state right now that I think most of us find ourselves living in, or a lot of people who I know, who I think really daunted and weighed down by the political climate, so much conflict. So I wanted to make a song all about love for people, something that was just, and I tried to keep my people out of it as much as possible, and God speak to it, and so I've been moved by it incredibly. It's wild because a lot of times, like the Carnival Master.
Micah, when you move, you're going in and out, and I want everybody to hear this because it's good stuff. So just go back a couple sentences.
Okay. I'm sorry. Where was I at when I left off?
You were talking about the moving through the music and the message through the music and what you want to be able to portray.
Yeah, I want to make the most inspirational album anybody could ever do, and that's what I'm working on doing. Is making something that is like that. Every song really has a special meaning to it, an uplifting neuro-linguistic programming that is in it, that people can thrive off of and be able to be actuated by the album as opposed to just listen to it. It's one thing to have music that, stimulates your mind and is escape music or just dance music. It's another thing to have music that is introspective and activates you to reach for your greatness, that actually is designed to improve your state of mind.
Wow. That is why you are a service hero, sir. Right there. You are going to actually affect an unknown number of individuals once that goes public, from now on, with that kind of information, and to do it delivered through a musical forum, and then backed up with all of the associating items, the jewelry, the book, a movie, what all of these different mediums. And so then I would think you will be touching people with every single sense, because people learn in different ways, right? Some are visual, some are audio, some are yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you have the different types, internal, kinesthetic, and external. And so you are actually using every single way of being able to transfer this opportunity for people to become their better self, right?
Absolutely. That is my dream role. Right? If you ask me what my dream role is, that's my dream role, really, at the end of the day, is to be able to go leave this life and know that, you know what, some other people were, you know what, inspired by my boat. And my boat helped lift up the folks to get out there and, you know what, conquer the sea. And, I mean, you know, it's one thing to be, to have success and be, and have a great resume, but it's another thing to inspire other people to get off of the sideline and to get in the race. People who have beauty and magic and super gifts that they're hiding from the world because they're afraid the world's not going to think it's good enough, because they believe they're too white or too this or too black or too this, you know, rich or poor to do something, or their position, they're too old. And you know what? The world is never, you know what? It's never too late, I think, in life for you to be able to bring where you are right now. Nobody else can do that. And that's the thing we forget. Most of the time we hold on to yesterday. We think of our prime years, whatever we think that is. And we don't realize that there's no time like that. And, you know, I say that to myself. It's easier. It's really easier for me to speak to other people. And then, you know, you work on applying it in your own life. You're always going to come short. But I think the more you give it away, the more you have it. And that's why it's all about being generous and being able to share the inspiration that we all have, and enjoy the race together. Otherwise,
I love it. Amen. Yes. Because you know what, right there, everything that I believe wholeheartedly, you just said it all. And you know what, the thing that I'm realizing when people are coming to me now, and I'm so grateful, many of them are on with us right now. This one right here, this is Sharon. Sharon is one of my Chemo Buddies for Life, one of our ambassadors. And,
hello, Sharon.
And she really knows, she can smell the good ones. And here you go, you know, you're awesome. I agree with you. And then we've got another service hero here, and yeah, that's sweet. That's sweet. I could listen to you all day long, and I'm sure everybody could. And go ahead.
I was going to say, actually, I'm going to be, I'm putting together a profile actually on GoCoachTheWorld.com with Eric. For the website, GoCoachTheWorld.com, where I'm going to be able to be offering some coaching sessions with people and stuff, and some guidance for people who want to have some one-on-one time, that I can kind of, you know, reach out to people in small increments of 15 to 30 minutes to 45 minutes or an hour, whatever you need. And, you know, just be able to give people a high-impact session and just, you know, kind of a raw uplift of, you know, energy and hopefully, you know, be able to move more people and touch more people with what I do. Because I do it all the time, and you know, in my life, of course, and, you know, I've been a coach for a lot of people for a long time. I just haven't been getting paid for it. So I've just given it away as, you know, as something of being an inhibitor and being an activator and a resurrector of belief for people, which is a major high for me. You know, to watch somebody go and bloom from being a scared, you know, running scared in their own, you know, shadow, to taking dominion of who they really are and going, you know what, no, this is mine. And walking in that faith and conquering. There's no better feeling than watching somebody beat themselves. So, you know what, So I'm going to be putting that together, and then I'm building the Catalyst Road, www.thecatalystrode.com, which we're going to be able to have the things that we talked about today available through the website. And yeah, I'm just right now really kind of putting the whole business side of it together. I've been working like a maniac as an artist out here for 5 years, surviving on no other income other than acting. So, not a path I would suggest for a lot of people unless you're in for the highs and the lows, the droughts, and the moments when you're not going to know what you're going to do. Because business is very up and down. There's no guarantees. It's just like, it's chicken one day, feathers next. So you have to.
That's good. That's really good. I want to bring up one of our mutual friends, Daphne, and she always talks about you being an amazing rap artist. I haven't heard that yet. I can't wait. And then you're too sexy for words. Woo!
I can't argue with a compliment like that. Thank you.
No, especially with her, because she'll make sure that you know it. She doesn't give up easy. And then we have a second on that. Your fan clubs come out in droves here, so I think that you just brought it real full circle, Micah, in that we started with the fact that that you have a gift, you're helping many, and that's what everybody kept telling me, that you need to really talk with Micah, because Micah is doing some amazing stuff. Then we go through the fact that right now, to pay the bills, you're the bad guy. And so you've had to tap into that other side, if you will, and really embrace it, and so that you can become it and you can portray it on film. And oftentimes when we understand that in such a way, you can then help others through your project that you've got going on, this whole project, the Catalyst Road. You now are going to be able, because you're so well aware of the different things that we come across, and you've portrayed those in multiple times, and now you're going to help people to let go of those, whatever might be their block, whatever may be their demon, if you will, and find their road to their success. Find their road.
It's acceptance of your fate and your destiny. It's like we're arguing with ourselves most of the time. People want greatness, but they're afraid to be great.
Yeah.
Because it's always to be great. And what if you're not as great as you think you were going to be? And what if you know it, you're too great and you can't handle it? So you're going to think about both of those things. And we're all going to, so many times we vacillate. So what we do is absolutely nothing, because we believe that's the safe thing to do. And nothing equals nothing. Inactivity equals inactivity. And you justify your movement, but at the end of the day, it doesn't do anything for you. So I think a lot of us, even the greatest, most talented, beautiful, smart, funny people I have met, have hang-ups.
Yes. Yes.
And in different areas. So you can look at somebody and you can be envious or jealous, if you will, or look at what they have and go, God, I really wish I had that talent or that look or that, how funny you are, how smart you are, how book smart you are, whatever, or creative you are. But then they don't see all the other downfalls and all the other things. What maybe you're not as gifted at, and then that's a challenge. So I just love to be able to be of service to people. I do it on a daily basis. I mean, most of the time I get out of an Uber, the Uber driver's thanking me and going, you know what, your music and my conversation with you, I'm going after my dream, man. I'm going to do that. Okay? And you know what, I can't tell you how many people I've got started in the business because they were just curious. They had to know, and they wanted to meet me, and then, they're like, well, what do I got to do? And I said, it's simple as this, to get started. You don't have to wait to be discovered. You don't have to wait to get hit by a lightning bolt or be rich to start your career as an actor or an actress or a model or a music artist. You know, it took me 44 years to find the courage to go and I know that the world needs to hear what my album. It took me a long time to find it 30 years ago. But you're not ready until you're ready. Hard pill to swallow. But there's no time like today, so you never can. I mean, actress, she's 79 years old. She just showed me her first short film, and she's 79 years old. So proud.
That's great. You know what?
I smiled from ear to ear watching her going, you know what? Watching dance, you know, just to have the guts at that age to start do something new and different. And to dance to a new tune at that age and go, I'm going to do this before I leave. I applaud you. And I think we all should learn from such stuff.
Absolutely.
And we all do something that we know we have in our heart that's going to make us smile. Otherwise, you're just going to go make money, try to survive, and be miserable and die. And that's not a great option.
No.
So, you know, I mean, not to be harsh, but really that's what happens. So you have to listen to your calling and passion, even if it's insane. Because if it fails, if you fail at it, at least you tried.
Yeah.
You know, live with yourself.
At least you know you did it. And I just had that discussion today actually with someone, and I love the fact that you just said, you know, just do it. Just do it. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting
maybe
for?
It's for you, maybe it's not. You don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's not for you, you're like, great, I tried it. It's not for me.
Right.
And but at least you checked it off the list. At least you weren't afraid. It wasn't hidden over there going, a someday dream that you're afraid of meeting. And that's where I found myself 5 years ago before I moved to LA. I was living in a someday dream, you know what I mean, in San Francisco. And I had to make that move and that leap out here with no money, no real credit, no cash, and no, you know, really family to support me. And I was like, okay, I have to make this happen and make it work, you know. And I've been blessed to have some good people along the way help me when I stumbled and falls. And you know what? I've had to go through so many different situations where I've had to do whatever I needed to do as far as, you know what, putting my stuff in pawn shops to get to the next project because I don't want to get a job, right? But that's okay because you know what? I know where I'm going.
Right.
Sometimes, you know what? When you realize you don't want to be derailed, you're going to pay a price for something and go, no, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to keep moving. Because if I keep going in a direction and keep doing my passion long enough, that tree's going to fall. You know what? And I'm going to be so glad I paid all those prices that nobody else is going to pay. You know what? And I ate all that garbage I didn't want to do. I did that role I didn't want to do. I stayed to live where I didn't want to live. Whatever it was you had to do. Situations find themselves in. Or, you know, and a lot of people, they have to have 2 or 3 jobs to do this. It's just very hard when you're like trying to, your energy can get really dissipated when you do that. You can be like lying to yourself. Basically, you don't want to really do it. So you're going to go get all these other things to keep you busy. So then it's only going to be a part-time thing for you. And part-time effort gets part-time results.
Right.
So if you get it on the side, you're always going to be a side. You know, you're only going to be kind of side, you know, in it. Because your mind is so as Tina just said, yes, it takes whatever it takes. People are, how many others? What if I don't get it? What if they don't like me? So what? They like you anyway. You know what? Why would you worry about whether they like you now for this role? And it's not even about whether they like you. It's about whether you fit into the picture of their puzzle.
And if let me step on your words a minute. And if you didn't get that role, it might be like that one day when you got lost on that set and you had that look, and then they brought you back, and you ended up being
Sometimes you're setting the stage for the next role. So they see you. You know what? You were too intense for that role, but they're like, you know what? When that next role comes up, they're like, that's our guy. That one guy. So that's why I was just telling some younger actors earlier on today that I came across over here at the Chicken Filet getting a little bite to eat. And I was with my friend Robert. We're talking to these youngsters. And, you know, I was just telling them, you know, you're one door away from your biggest role yet.
Yes.
You're one phone call away. You're one, you know what, one audition away from breaking your record or whatever that is, you know? So, and I think, you know, if we just keep realize that perseverance beats resistance every time. Those who hear, no. Even the people who aren't talented, you see them on screen. because they kept showing up. Nobody could convince them they didn't have talent.
That's right. That is right. You know, I always used to tell the teams that worked for me that you don't have to be the best. You just have to be the one that shows up one more time than maybe the best. You just have to keep doing it until it happens. You have to have that belief. It's like in anything. It's anything in life. If you believe it with your whole being, then you can make that happen. Man's mindset.
It's not going to happen until you believe it. Nobody's going to believe you are all it until you believe it. Okay?
That's
when
right.
I book a role, there's 800 different people going for that role. There's a lot of guys who go in there, they want it. Some of them wish they could have it. Some of them think they might have it. And then there's a few of us who know that that's mine.
Yeah, exactly.
And you say, that's mine. I don't care about the 899 other options. I know that I'm going to give them a performance that's going to blow out all those other choices. Because you know what? I'm giving them everything that I have. And even if I don't get it, I'm going to go to bed. And at the end of the day, I'm going to know that I swung my sword as hard as I could with everything I had. And you know what? And at the end of the day, there was nothing else I could do. I asked for God's help. After, when you finish, you put all your effort in, you turn it over to God and say, you know what? It's for me.
Exactly.
That's okay. And you have to play that game with yourself to be a successful entertainer. Otherwise, in this business, you know what? You're going to self-destruct and you're going to be gone very quickly. Because
and I think that's a life thing. I think it's more than just the being an actor and in the industry. I think that's a life thing that you need to be able to find that inside of yourself. And if you, like, for example, in the buddies, the people that are affected by cancer, if you believe, a lot of it is if you believe and you're not isolating yourself, you have a chance. You have that chance that oftentimes it's the person that surprises even the medical staff. The person that's not as sick, they're the ones that maybe doesn't make it. And the one that was so sick and they were expecting, they're the ones that make it. Why? What's the difference? A lot of it is that mindset, that belief, and the fact that they did it with others, that they go forward.
Have other people supporting you. We all need people to cheer us on. Sometimes your friends and families aren't always cheering you on in what you're doing because they're busy doing their thing and fighting their beats in their lives and trying to enjoy life and carve out a personal experience for themselves. So I think it's one of those things that it's just, it takes a certain amount of getting past oneself. Stop being consumed in your own self-thought process. It's like your limited beliefs of what I can or can't do. And it's only when I'm around other people do you see the truth about what you really are. When you can let other people, the right people, of course. You know what I mean? Some people are toxic. You just can't be around them because they're just like, they're all about the pollution, not the solution. They're all about going to talk about the problem. But you know what? They don't offer any viable answers. You know what? To it. So if we're just going to swim in the problem, I don't need anybody to take me deep dive into hopelessness. We can do that on our own. We don't need help.
Right. Well, you are just absolutely delightful. But I think that about you. But now everybody, you're welcome. And we've got so many. In fact, we've got so many that have just joined us. Kelly is from Texas. She actually was just recognized not long ago as a service hero. Took you down again. Just one moment. One moment, guys. All right, there we go. My bad. Too many buttons and Tamara's pushing. But the bottom line here is that Micah, I am so glad that you and I have had a chance to let people see the real you. That we are showing the gifts that you are giving to so many, because you affect so many people. And now I truly understand when so many were pulling me aside and saying, hey, Tamara, you got to recognize Micah. You really need to, and I see it, and I know that there's so many here. I mean, we've had 58 comments going on. I didn't bring them all up as we were going because I had to keep. I didn't want to lose you too many times because of all the buttons I was pushing.
Right.
So
Thanks. Yeah. Thank you.
you're welcome. So
Well,
I want to go ahead.
What are you gonna say? Go.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say. Well, I'm so I was so happy that you invited me out, Paul. I thought it was great what you're doing with the vision of what you've put together and the service that you bring to other people. And yeah, it just touched my heart in a unique way. So I when you play a bad guy, sometimes yeah, you're like you don't want to show pictures of you smiling and all happy and all it's like because you kind of those are the characters that you portray, but it's good to just be able to speak and I'm working on becoming better at being able to utilize the voice side of me as an artist myself besides just living through the other characters that what I get hired to portray. So it's just kind of been a calling to me that I feel like life, this moment in time, has beckoned me to be able to offer up the gifts that life has given me as far as an understanding and being able to share that through music, through art, through coaching, through speaking, through the arts, through acting, and whatever other different genres that it finds itself, the art finds itself in as far as what other mediums it might come in. But yeah, it's been a journey here in 5 years. Like I'm glad to be here and blessed to have met you and have you part of my life. So thank you.
Well, thank you, and thank you for feeling that this was a good environment to share who you are and your real self. And that smile is just absolutely precious. I love seeing it, and I know that that's something that not everybody gets to see all the time because it's usually that. Okay, I'm the tough guy. Yeah, you got that down. Oh man, but when you do that, you had the hearts melting. The girls are just all swooning, like, "Ooh, that's one sexy guy. Look at that hair. Look at that face. Look at that chiseled
They
chin."
love me on screen. They never gave me a person. I'm losing serious. I'm like, no, no, no.
I know. I liked you from the moment I met you. I said I liked you from the moment I met you.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You're a darling.
Well,
Love
thank you.
I right back at you. Right back at you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Mika, I want to say thank you for today. Thank you for what you're doing as a service hero. Thank you for the project that you're undertaking. And I know you're putting so much of yourself into it to help others become their better selves. And you are going to be leaving this as a legacy into the future. And I mean, that is the greatest gift we can give to anyone. And that is the gift of ourselves. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for being today's number 83 service hero of 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. We are closing day 83, though I don't want to, but but we are. And I want to just say thank you for what you're doing. And as we end today, I want people to really think about this. And that is the service through not judging a book by its cover. I think too many times we believe that we're seeing something, but we don't know that we're seeing just an illusion, not really the true self. And in Mika's case, that's the moral of the story I'm hearing, and along so many others. But that today's service concept or service challenge would be if you see someone that you think, oh no, that's just that's a grumpy guy, that's a stuck-up woman, that's a this or that. Do you really know? And are you judging that book by its cover? And are you possibly missing an opportunity to serve someone and let that person serve you? So if you see yourself doing that, can you stop? Think of this. Think of Mika. Think of that gorgeous guy, that guy's guy, the girl's guy, the everybody's person, Micah Fitzgerald. And start looking beyond the cover of the book and look at what is the treasure that's held within. That would be my challenge today. All right.
Oh, that is beautiful. Right. That was beautiful. That reminds me of a music video we did called Unlabeled. It was a powerful music video about labels that society put on people and how we do judge one each other. Like a sign, you look at people and you put them in a box, but you never know the gift that's behind the facade. All the people who look nice are not nice, and all the people who look scary or maybe puts you off a little bit. There may be a beautiful, gentle angel standing behind that face that you may take as something else. So you do never know, and that's one thing what life has taught me. And thank you for having me be number 83. 3 and 8 are like my favorite numbers. 83, 38. So
that worked out perfect. All right. And, well, we're closing today, though I don't want to, but we are. And you know what? Thank you for everything you do, my friend. And I will see you at another time. Oh, yes, we're going to see each other at the Spirit Summit and for those that haven't heard, September the 21st and 22nd in LAX, the Spirit Summit on the 22nd, we are going to be highlighting the Service Hero program. So if you're interested and would like to come, I'm going to start posting the links all over the place. And you, Mr. Micah Fitzgerald, I certainly hope to see you there.
Yes, I would love to come out to the Spirit Summit again. I gotta give David a call too. Yeah, that'd be great. Well, thank you for having me on honoring me today, and God bless everybody who tuned in with us today, and everybody who has enjoyed your hard work and the fruits of relationships and meaning that people have got from the connections that have come from what you developed. And so God bless you, Spirit, of the show, and looking forward to see you on the 21st and 22nd.
Okay, we'll see you then, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye.
Absolutely. Have a great one.
All right.